let's talk about cell formatting now. So we have like if I go to the home tab, you would see a lot of options here. So the first one is you can change the font, you can change the font size. You also have bigger A and the smaller a, which basically says that you can increase the font size one by one and decrease it one by one, whatever the preset is. Okay, you can make it bold, you can make it italic, you can underline, okay, double underline, right? So these are the options. And then you have this borders. So if you want to basically create borders to make your data look like beautiful, okay, you would use different kinds of styling and everything, different kinds of colors, right? So for these you can also use borders, right? So you have bottom, top, all kinds of combinations of borders. I think this would be very impractical if I go through the entire list, but you get the idea. You can have more borders, which will be different kinds of lines and different kinds of like you can go diagonally, left, right, bottom, whatever you want to do. Okay, and then you have the cell color, and then so let's choose this. Okay, and then I can choose the color of the text. So let me choose this. Okay, it looks horrible, but okay, maybe a little fine. Okay, so this, and then you have the alignment of the text. You can make it in between. So let me increase the height of the row, okay, and increase the size or width of the column. Okay, so if you see, it is on the bottom left corner. Okay, so if I want to make it on the top, I can do that. If I want to make it in the middle, I can do it middle vertically, at the bottom, and then left, middle, right. Okay, so let's make it middle, and then middle from the vertical position. This is how it can be done. And then you can indent it either on the left or right. So let me remove these, so I can move it to right or left by a smaller tab. Okay, so let's say I have this as the width of the column and the data is coming outside. So I can basically do a wrap text, so it will basically make the text go in the next line if your column width is not appropriate. Okay, so or you can have the option of shrink text to fit. So basically whatever your text is. Okay, so let me show you the example of shrink text to fit. So if I choose this, it will basically make the text or numbers smaller to fit the width of the column, right? So let me make it rep text again. Okay, and then you have merge option. So if you want to showcase this number in two cells, you can also do that. Okay, so you have merge across, merge cells, unmerge, all these options, right? I would again implore you to go through these examples at least once. And then you have angle of the text. So I can do it like this. Okay, let's go to the next one, which is this. So let me remove this. Okay, unmerge, and then control T, and you get this, and I double click here and make it look normal again. Okay, so let's talk about some of the formatting. So let's say I have 0.5. I can convert that into percentage from here. Okay, and let's say I have a rather big number and I don't know whether it is million or billion. I can do this comma formatting. Okay, resize it, and you would basically see that every like comma appears after every three numbers, right? And but I don't like the double zeros here, so what I can do is I can remove the zeros from here, or I can add the zeros from here. as well. Okay, whichever your use case is. And here is the currency, more accounting format. So if you want to choose anything, you can choose it from here. And let's talk about the conditional formatting now. And for that I would need some data. Do it smartly. Random between let's say 10 to 100. It will basically generate different numbers from 10 to 100, right? And let me do conditional formatting here. So in conditional formatting, you can have different kinds of formatting according to some conditions, right? As the name suggests. But what are those conditions and what are the different things that you can do? It's very important. So highlight cell rules. If you want to say that any number which is greater than, let's say, um, 50 should be filled with green, uh, dark green text and then light green background. And if I click OK, you would see something like this. Okay, let me copy and paste this as values so that I don't copy and paste the formatting. Okay, you would see that the numbers have changed, right? So random between formula, whatever action you do, okay, it changes the values after that. Okay, so because it's a formula, you will always have these numbers moving. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but yeah. So let's say, okay, and if you look closely, the conditional formatting also changes accordingly, right? So let's choose this again. Okay, so because you already know how to do greater than, every other thing will basically be in the along the similar lines. You just have to choose whatever works best for your use case, right? So this was for highlighting. And then you have top bottom rules. So if you want to highlight the top 10 items by percentage or numbers, or if you want to do a different number, okay, so if you want to do top 1 also, you can do it from here, right? Exact same that we use for highlight cells can be used for top and bottom rules. And then we have something interesting, which is data bars. So let me choose this one. So you would see that within the selected range, whatever is the highest value will show the uh, like the longest bar, right? It's like a distribution, right? And if I adjust the width of the column, the bars automatically change their size, right? Same thing for color scales. So if you want to showcase positive, neutral and negative values, uh, this is how you would do it, right? Let me let me remove the conditional formatting. I'll copy and paste the values here and then apply the data scale. So let's like this. So if you see, this is a scale of green and yellows only. So whatever is the highest value will be the most green, and whatever is the lowest value will show the most yellowish, right? I can undo this and go back to conditional formatting and choose three color scheme like this. Okay, so right now it is inverted three colors, so the highest is the most red and the lowest is most green. So again, according to your use case, you can change these. And then we have icon sets. Again, this is very uh, easy to understand. So let me put it here, paste values again. I go here and then icon sets, and basically I can choose 3 scale or 5 scale values, right? So let me choose 3 scale here, the first one, right? So whatever values are above average will show green, up arrow, and whatever values are below average will show red arrow, pointing downwards, right? So all of this will basically make your data look beautiful, and it will be actually useful, right? So because from here you would definitely know, according to the conditional formatting, whatever number is greater than 50, right? All of this is, it becomes very easy to understand. So if you want to know out of all these numbers how many are above average, you would definitely know this is three numbers, right? So it becomes very easy. Then you have clear rules. So clear rules will basically clear the conditional formatting from either the entire sheet or selected cells, whatever the case is. You can manage the rules as well, like this. You want to edit it, you can, and things like that, right? So if you look at it here, you would find the actual calculations on when the data will show positive or green arrows or red arrows. We cancel this, and then I go back to conditional formatting. You can create a new rule from here, and you can basically decide what kind of scale do you need, uh, whether you need a bar or icon set, right? And you can choose basically your own sets of icon. You can basically customize the entire conditional formatting according to your choices. So that was the conditional formatting. I hope it will be very helpful for you to use conditional formattings in your day-to-day tasks. Okay, hiding, unhiding sheets, rows, and columns. So I think I already covered hiding and unhiding the sheets, right? Let me cover rows and columns. So basically, you right click on them and you have the option of hiding it. And if you look closely, you can identify this by the missing number 17. So 17th row is missing. However, it will also give you a thick line here which will indicate that okay, there is something here which is actually hidden, right? Now the number one problem that sometimes people face is how to unhide it, because we don't have this the row shown. So again, right click anywhere on the rows and you have the option of unhiding, right? The problem again appears that it actually didn't unhide, right? What you actually have to do is select anything above and below the hidden row, and then you right click on it and then unhide, and then it will basically show you the uh, previously hidden row, right? Exact same thing applies for the columns, right? So you would right click and then hide, right? And then you would unhide. It doesn't work, so you choose right and left columns and then you right click and then you unhide. Okay, last topic for the day is theme. So in the page layout tab we have the themes option, and within this section we also have colors, and then we have fonts. Right. So if you go to themes, you would find that there are different kinds of themes available with their default colors, right? So let's take any random profile here or theme. So let me click on badge, and you would immediately see that the text is changed, like the font is changed for the text. Okay, and if you would have some default colors for some of the charts as well, then they will also change according to the colors of the theme, and you can basically choose your own colors within any theme. uh, so generally there are two reasons for having different colors. First is you want to justify the usage of colors in terms of how do they look and what is your intended audience. Second is the different color palettes help people with color blindness in actually seeing what you want to actually show them, right? So there are some neutral colors that even people with color blindness will be able to see and judge exactly what you have on your Excel sheet, or for like any other application that you have, right? So let me go back to the default theme, And that's it for the formatting lecture. Hopefully it will help you. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.